Yes, good afternoon. This is Bobby Davis. I'm just here to cover Luke 21 today, this afternoon. Um, and I'm going to lead off with in Luke 21, where the widow puts two mites in the offering plate. And just want everybody to know what a mite is. A mite's it's worth 1/8 of a penny. Uh, and it's a Jewish coin. It's the smallest coin, obviously, that they have, and that it was everything she had. So Jesus is observing people putting money in the offering plate, and he's watching it, and of course, he knows the heart of every person, um, and and so he understands how they're given, either by their faith or their abundance. And a lot of people were putting, a lot of money into the offering plate, and they were putting in there from their abundance of money that they had. Yet, but then he made a comment. He watched this poor woman put in her two mites, which again, that's less than 2 pennies, 2 cents. And he's talked about how blessed you will be. And he said, truly I say to you that this poor widow has put in more than everyone else. For all these, out of their abundance, they put in offerings for God. But she, out of her poverty, put in all that she had. So something to remember. I know a lot of times people get caught up in it seems like it's always like how much money, and it seems like everything we do in life, the more money you have, it seems like those people when people make great, just big, donations, it seems like it'll be in the newspaper, you'll hear about it on TV, you know, and that widow, if it hadn't been for Jesus, we never would have known that story, because you'll never hear that unless you know somebody that did that and gave all they had, and only few people would ever hear about that story. But it happens a lot. It happens probably more than we'll ever know. So I'm sure that in fact, I know that God blessed her for that, and just something to bear in mind as far as it's not it's not it's not the amount of money that God is so much concerned about. He's concerned about our heart, and just having that faith in Him. So that's the biggest thing that He's concerned about. The next thing that I want to cover is the destruction of the temple. That they walk into this temple, and they were talking about how well it was adorned. They were talking about the beautiful stones and a lot of the donations. That this temple had received. And Jesus, he's listening, and he goes on to say, these things which you see, the days will come in which not one stone shall be left upon another. It shall that shall not be thrown down. So basically, the destruction of that temple. It's basically it's going to probably be about as flat as a pancake for the end of time. So of course, then they went on to ask. So they asked him, saying, "Teacher, when will these things be? And what sign will there be when these things are about to take place?" And I really want to spend more of my time, this afternoon, just talking about the end of time. It's something that I, I love life. I love life to the fullest. Outdoors, things that I love to do. We all have our hobbies and all that. But mine, like going outdoors, means a lot to me because it's, often we'll read about Jesus going up on the mountain, and I can understand, he would do that. That way he could pray, talk to his Father, and having a long time, with his Father. And I mean, I know me personally, when I go outdoors and I'm up in the mountains, I'm on the trail, AT, whatever it is. And when I go by myself, I never, you know, I know a lot of times my wife thinks, somebody needs to go with me. She'll worry about me, whatever I do, I enjoy going by myself. I mean, I do enjoy that. I enjoy people coming too. It's not that I don't want anybody to come, but I'm just saying, it's good either way. But when I do go alone, I know the Lord's with me, so I do feel safe. But that's something that we all need to have a place where we go to pray, that we can get away from distractions, and and I'm hoping during this, while I'm talking here today, I'm hoping kids stay quiet so I can continue talking. To be honest with you, but we need a special place to go to talk to Him, and that's one of mine. So anyway, moving right along with the end of time, Jesus goes on to say there's a lot here to read. I'll skip some of this, but I think let me go back. I think in light, we all have a certain amount of anxiety of what's going to happen next. What about this country we live in? What's going to happen? And that's just me talking, how I feel. Um, you know, I'm not going to get into politics, and I'm not going to get into any of that stuff. But all thing I can say is, people, if people have a heart for God, and they have a relationship with Him, that's all you need. If you have that, then you know where we're at right now, as far as toward the end of time. And between that, having a relationship with Christ, and also just reading our Bible, obviously just and then of course going to church and hearing Pastor Chandler, hearing his sermons, and uh, and everybody else that's helping out, the church to help to facilitate everything, all doing it from the same cause, for the love of Jesus, trying to make sure we bring people to Christ. But anyway, during the end of time, it says, "Take heed that you not be deceived." I think there's a lot of deceivers out there, more than there's ever been. "For many will come in my name, saying, I am He, and the time has drawn near. Therefore, do not go after them. But when you hear wars and rumors of wars, do not be terrified, for these things must come to pass, but the end will not come immediately. He said unto them, Nation will rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there will be great earthquakes in various places, famines, and there will be fearful sights and great signs from heaven. But before all these things, they will lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and prisons. You will be brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. But it will turn out for you as an occasion for a testimony." So I'm going to stop there for one moment. Testimonies. I think Christians, well, I'm not going to talk about what I think. I guess when I read my Bible, I just always feel compelled to give a testimony when I'm talking to people, outside of church. Some people I don't want to know that well. I'll give a testimony when I have the opportunity. I'll do that because people should know whether we're a Christian. If they don't know that, then that's another problem. And I think we should be giving testimonies. And he's saying, when you go up and you're going up, you're in prison, you're going through all that, and you're fearful of losing your life. He's saying that I'm going to be there, and you don't need to mediate. You don't need to worry about what to say when you face the judge or whomever you got to face. He said, "Have no worries. I'm right there with you. I'll give you the words to say." So, and I think, and he said they will not have. Well, hold on here. It says, He said, therefore settle it in your hearts not to mediate beforehand, but you will answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries will not be able to contradict or resist. You will be betrayed even by parents, brothers, relatives, and friends. They will put some of you to death, and you will be hated by all for my name's sake. But not a hair of your head shall be lost. By your patience possess your souls. So, the last paragraph, just remember that, God's got his own time. And a lot of times when we don't feel like, you know, God's got his own time. And just from my experience, if you just, he'll give you comfort and wait on him. His time is faster than our time. I know it sounds, a lot of times people become impatient. Patience was never one of my virtues. I used to pray for it, and I stopped doing it because I felt like I kept on making a fool of myself. It's just, I'm, I'm very proactive to get things done, and high energy. And a lot of times, and I'd go. Sometimes you just go too fast, and if you just waited longer, and it would have come your way, and it would have worked out much better. So basically, what I'm saying is, just wait on the Lord, and His time is perfect. And if you're anybody out there, anything that you're praying about, He knows what you want. He knows what you prayed for. And once again, I don't want to sound redundant, and again, maybe I do. When you pray, just make sure that you pray in faith. Once again, this is faith. Have a relationship with Christ is faith. You can't see Him. You can hear Him, but not with your ears. You can hear Him with your heart. You can see Him with your heart. You can feel Him with your heart. So all the senses come to play through faith. Our physical bodies, it's not going to help you with it. It's really not. And so it's just it's a faith thing all the way through. And when you getting back to praying, when you pray in faith, I would suggest once again that you thank Him for answering your prayer and read your Bible. And there's so many promises in there. But He says, where two or more gather in my name, I am there in the midst of them. And then He goes on to say, anything that you pray for, He said, if it brings honor to my Father, I will answer that. So when Jesus says, I will, that's what He means. He means He will. So just a lot of times we read the Bible, don't try to make more of it than what He's saying. He was really a simple man as far as in the flesh. He enjoyed, he really enjoyed basically hanging out with just regular folks. He didn't really enjoy being around the wealthy that much, especially religious people. Didn't really care for them, Pharisees and all that. They believe in their laws. They didn't believe in Him. But just pray in faith, and when you do, just rest assured that He's got it. I always hear that voice. I always think He's got this. So I'll leave it alone. I know He's got it, and He'll answer that prayer. And until next time, this has been, look at my little clock here. This is 14 minutes. I'm doing better than I normally do. Normally I go a little bit longer. So I'll be doing this, I believe, once a month. So, I'll be talking to you folks next month. And I hope everybody has a good day. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.